Okay, guys, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Depends on where you are joining us from. Welcome to Masters of said say we have right away. So come planning on. It's good to have you here, and I'm excited to have you with us here. So just feel free as you join us in the comment section. Just let us know where you're joining from, what city you're joining from, what platform you're joining us from, and it's gonna be a great time tonight. Over the next 90 minutes, by the grace of God, I'm going to be taking us on a journey of understanding how to manage multiple roles, multiple projects, multiple demands of it without losing your mind, without losing your purpose, without losing your sense of having it all together. Yeah, so let's know where you're joining from. Just in the comment section. Okay, Ali John Paul is joining from Uyo. So yes, good to see you, JP. Um, just let us know what part of the world are you joining us from. I see people are already coming in. And it's exciting. Olamide, yes, joining in from Akwa Ibom. Opulence joining in from Abuja. Fantastic. So we're having people coming in from all different parts of the country so far. Yes, yes. So fantastic. Welcome. Welcome. My name is David. Okay. So I had to do a quick network swap there. Um, as we say around here, village people will not come and stop this meeting today. So yes, I'm seeing people from Uyo, from Ebonyi, Raphael from Congo DR. Fantastic. Welcome, Raphael. It's good to have you joining from um, halfway, well, it's halfway around the world from a different part of the continent. Fantastic. Tech Genius, AI, Gabriel from Lagos, Augusta from Abuja. Um, thank you, everybody. And it's good to have you all on the call. Without wasting much of our time, I'm just going to go right into why we're gathered here. Everybody who's going to join us is just going to meet us halfway into the program. We are not going to waste time. We're not going to waste time because every minute matters, every minute counts. And so I want to make the most of the time today and see how we can get the most value from what we're trying to do. So what we're going to be looking at today is a subject that I've called Masters of Balance: how to manage multiple roles without losing your mind, without losing your purpose, and without losing your balance. And this is an interesting conversation because many of us, I mean, almost everybody, does not matter where you are, it does not matter what you're doing, it does not matter what stage of life you are in. Many of us are beginning to find ourselves in that stage and that zone of life where we are having to manage multiple things at the same time. Some of them are job roles, some of them are managing between ministry, between career, your business, your side hustle. You have children you're raising, your spiritual life is there. You want to keep your social life in control. You want to keep having contribution to society. You are growing, so you need to go back to school. You're reading books, you're learning, and sometimes these could feel overwhelming. How do you manage the balance? How do you manage all of this such that you don't lose any important part of yourself. I'm going to be talking, I know this is because we're not on Zoom, so you can't interrupt and interject, but if you have questions, please take note of your questions. You can write them in the comment section. I have people in the background who are going to actually see what your questions are. And once it's time for questions, I'll be able to take your questions. But I'm going to see how I can use the first few minutes of this session tonight to just dive right into our content. And then from there, we should be able to take questions as they come up. All right. So fantastic. Maybe where I should start from today is to let you understand that if you are doing anything important with your life, if you are doing anything that matters, anything that counts, anything that is worthwhile, one thing you need to know is that the demands are going to increase. As a matter of fact, anything you are doing that is significant can only go in one direction, and that is up. It cannot come down. It can only go up. It can only get better, because even the Bible says, he who is faithful in little, what's going to happen? More shall be given to him. So if you are faithful in whatever it is that has been entrusted into your hands, there's only one expectation: it is supposed to increase. And so it is not strange that you are feeling busy, that you are feeling overwhelmed. It's not strange when you start to feel that it's like life is beginning to place a lot of demand on you. As a matter of fact, like I like to say, increased demand is a consequence of growth. If you are growing, if you are increasing, if what you are doing is making sense, one thing is going to be evident: there will be an increase in demand for your time. Even God is looking for people to whom he can entrust important activities on the earth. Remember, right, that our original assignment on earth is for us to manage the earth. Genesis 1:26. And God said, do what God made them and said, let's make man in our image to rule and have okay. To rule and have dominion over the birds of the sea and the fish and everything. So one of the things that it's important for us to understand is that our assignment on earth is to actually join God in managing and running the activities he is running on the earth. And because there are very few people who have that level of understanding of assignment, even God is looking for faithful people to whom he can entrust big assignments and big responsibilities. There are many people on the earth today who cannot run things on God's behalf. And so when God finds a faithful person, when God is able to put an idea in your head and God sees that this my son, this my daughter has the capacity to run with an idea I put in his head or her head and can bring it to life, then God is going to put more into your hands. And so the first thing I want you to know is that if you begin to feel overwhelmed, if you begin to feel that what you are doing is becoming increasingly demanding, don't run away from it. Know that it is a sign and a consequence that you are doing well. As a matter of fact, if you're not doing well, your activity should be reducing. In fact, if you are getting less busier in life, you should be getting worried. Oh yeah. If you're getting less busier in life, you should be getting worried, because you should not get less busy in life. You should get busier and busier and busier, because as you grow, the more knowledge you have, the more people want to access your knowledge. The more wisdom you have, the more people want to access your wisdom. The more influence you have, the more people are going to find solace in your influence, in your cover. So as you grow, understand that one thing is going to be evident: you will get busier, you will increase in demand. I mean, even Jesus, at some point, the Bible says they came to tell Jesus, oh, Jesus, all men seek thee. People are looking for you. So the problem is not with being busy. As a matter of fact, being busy is a good sign. It's a sign that you are growing. And I have bad news for you, or not so good news. The not so good news is that you will not get less busier than this in life. The chances of you getting less busier than this is very, very slim. As a matter of fact, the more you advance, the more you grow, the busier you will get. Now that you are even doing just one job, now that you're just doing maybe one job and ministry responsibility here and there, you're feeling overwhelmed, understand that no, you will not get less busier than this. You will only get busier and busier. And so thinking that this season of overload is a phase that will come and go is an error. It will not come and go. This phase is going nowhere. This phase is here to stay. You will only have more increasing demand. So if you're feeling that, oh, you know what, maybe it's just the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next 8 months of my life, maybe it's just this year, maybe it's just 2025, maybe by next year my activity will reduce and I will have less load. Unfortunately, no. This may be the freest you will ever be in your life. And I know that sounds scary. This may be the freest you will ever be. If you get freer than this, then it's probably a sign that your life is going backward. And so, if with the current amount of load you are carrying, you are trying to manage everything together, you are feeling overwhelmed, what will it be like if additional responsibility comes your way? And I like to say this, the problem is not the weight. The problem is actually your strength, because weights are absolutes, but strength, or rather the concept of heavy, is relative. Weights are absolute, but heaviness is relative. So let me explain what I mean. 10 kg is 10 kg anywhere in the world. In Nigeria, 10 kg is 10 kg. In Congo, 10 kg is 10 kg. In China, in the US, 10 kilogram is 10 kilogram. But depending on who you are and how strong you are, 10 kg can feel heavy and 10 kg can feel light. As a matter of fact, I have my work bag. So my work bag is this bag I take to work every day. It has my laptop in it. It has my other gadgets in it. It has like 2 diaries. At every time you catch me, I have at least 2 diaries. This is one diary I have. This is my inspirational diary. This is my teaching diary. So at every time you'll have these 2 diaries in my bag. You will have at least 3 books in my bag. So when I carry my bag, for me, that is my work bag. I take it to work every day. Anywhere you catch me, in the airport, in the plane, wherever, you're going to find me with that bag. For me, I don't even know I'm carrying anything. But when I get back home and my son, who is 7, wants to help me carry that bag, the bag feels heavy for him. I mean, he carries on like, Daddy, what's in your bag? This bag is heavy. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. So it's not because the bag is heavy, it's because his strength is little. If you are strong, 10 kg will not be heavy for you. If you are weak, even 5 kg will feel heavy. Why am I saying this? What determines what is heavy is not the amount of load, it's the amount of your strength. If right now you have 4 responsibilities and you are feeling overwhelmed, you are not overwhelmed because you have too much. You are overwhelmed because your strength for carrying what you have is not sufficient. And so every time you feel tired, it's one of 2 things. Ask yourself, is it that this luggage is too heavy for me, or my strength has reached a limit of being able to carry this luggage? Which is why I say it's really not about weight. It is about strength. And every time you feel overwhelmed, I mean, Proverbs 24:10 says, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Meaning, it is not adversity that makes you faint. It is little strength that makes you faint. Because the same adversity that makes you faint, some people are carrying it like pancake and they are not fainting. So if 50 kg, I mean, you see 50 kg of cement, I'm not sure I'm that macho enough to carry 50 kg of cement for a long distance. I know what I can. I know my strength. I know my limits. I know what I'm able to do. But there are people who will carry 2 bags of cement and move. So the problem is not the bag of cement. The problem is who is carrying it. Same thing with your amount of workload. It is not the responsibilities you have that is making you tired. It is your strength that is making you tired. The strength you have is limited. Therefore, you are feeling tired. And every time you begin to feel tired, you have 2 options. You either choose to reduce the amount of load you are carrying, or you increase your strength. Every time you feel tired, you have one of these 2 options. You can reduce the load, you can increase your strength. If you do exercise, if you're a bodybuilder, let's say you do gymming in the morning, and sometimes maybe you just do, let's even use push-ups, for example. You do push-ups. How many of you have ever felt like doing 20 push-ups was a lot? You wanted to do push-ups and you tried to do 20, and by the time you went to 15, you're like, oh no, I can't go on anymore. I can't go on anymore. And you feel that, oh, this is too much. The problem is not the push-ups. The problem is your strength at the moment. If you build your strength and keep on practicing the push-ups, a day is going to come, you will catch yourself doing 70 push-ups and you don't feel tired. Why? Because your strength has increased. And so, if you are feeling overwhelmed, you have two options. You can decide and say, I'm going to shut down some parts of my life. I'm not going to do again. I'm not doing again. You know what? This part, I won't do again. I'm just going to reduce my load. So instead of thinking of how do I manage balance, you're thinking, what do I offload? I'm going to shut down one business. I'm going to resign from one job. I'm going to quit writing that book. I'm going to drop out of that school program. You are taking option one, reduce your load. But you know that this phase and season of life that you are in is not going to reduce. You know that the amount of load is only going to get higher and heavier by the day. So reducing your load is not your best option. As a matter of fact, your choice to reduce your load is you saying, I no longer want to be important. The things that God wants to do on the earth through me, God, hold on. I've had enough. I'm not doing anymore. So God will say, you're telling God, don't give me more ideas, don't give more responsibility. You are telling people, no, don't add more to me, don't promote me. Because they say the reward for good work is more work. So if you are doing well on your job, what should happen is that people will give you more responsibility. I have a friend, and he's a lecturer in a university somewhere in Nigeria, and he used to really, really feel like he's under stress. So sometimes he just decides that I'm not going to pick anybody's call. One day I was with another friend and we called him, he didn't pick his call, he just switched off his phone. And this friend I had called his wife and said, hey, better warn your husband. Does he want to ever get promoted in life? Because if as a lecturer, you are feeling that they are calling you too much, are you aspiring to become head of department one day? Because if you become head of department, do you think that the calls will reduce? And if you are aspiring to become head of department one day, do you aspire to become vice chancellor one day? Because the higher you go, the busier it becomes. And so if you are thinking, let me reduce the amount of load I am carrying, then you have made the wrong choice, because it simply means you are telling God, don't promote me anymore. Don't increase me anymore. I am okay where I am. I've reached my peak. I've reached my limit. No. That is, if you're on this call, it's because you know that there's capacity for more. You know you can do more, and you're asking, how do I manage what I have so that I can create space for more? Right now, I do the number of things I do. I used to wonder, how did I feel that I was busy 5 years ago? Because 5 years ago, I felt I was dying. But when I think of what I'm doing today, 5 years ago feels like nothing. And so it means that whatever weight and stress I am feeling today, if I build my strength, in 5 years from now, in fact, not 5, in 6 months from now, I will be doing more and I will be able to handle it. Because no matter how tired you feel, you are not the busiest person in the world. There are people doing 10 times more than you are doing, and they are fine. What it simply means is that your strength is small. And so the question is not, how do I reduce my load? The question is, how do I increase my strength? Because at the core of it, guys, understand, as a human being, you are an upgradable device. I'm using technical language. You are an upgradable person. You can increase your capacity. You are elastic. In fact, you don't know the limit of what you can carry, but you can grow. You can double your strength, you can triple your strength, you can quadruple your strength. Whatever load you are carrying now, you have the capacity to carry 2 times more, 3 times more, 4 times more, 5 times more, because your growth has no cap. I teach a separate lesson about growth, about upgrade, personal upgrade. But understand, the David that you are listening to today is not the David you knew 10 years ago. It's not the David of 5 years ago. I have had to reinvent and upgrade myself consistently. That's why I'm able to do new things that I couldn't do 5 years ago, that I couldn't do 10 years ago. And so for you as a person, you can upgrade yourself. And when it comes to upgrade, today's not the day for that day, but there are 3 things you can do to upgrade. Each time you want to upgrade yourself, think of 3 things. How do I become smarter? how do I become faster? How do I become happier? Because each time you become smarter, you can solve more problems. You have more knowledge. As a matter of fact, I have a video somewhere on my channel that talks about how to become a smarter version of yourself. If you've not watched that video, it's somewhere in my YouTube channel. By the way, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you're missing a lot, because I drop, and I'm actually beginning to drop real content now. But there's a video, how to become a smarter version of yourself. Go and watch that video and see how do I increase my wisdom? How do I increase my knowledge? How do I increase my capacity to do more? And then how do I become a faster version of yourself? Because when you become faster, it means you can do the same thing you could do before, but now faster. If it took you 2 weeks to get a task done, upgrade means what it took me 2 weeks to do, now I can do in 1 week. What it used to take me 5 days to do, now I can do in 2 days. That's an upgrade. You can upgrade yourself to become faster. When you become smarter, you're able to carry more. When you become faster, you can do more, because the same amount of time is universal. Nobody has more time than the other. The difference is that some of us can do the same thing faster, while some are taking a lot of time to do it. And then happiness. Your happiness is actually, I think many of us have not made the connection between happiness and productivity. The happier you are, the more productive you are. I think I'm going to do a video on this happiness thing one of these days. But I mean, these are things I teach in my private coaching program. So if you're in one of my private coaching programs, you probably heard me teach about these things. But all of this, there's a science to making yourself smarter. There's a science to making yourself faster. And there's a science to making yourself happier. Each time you become smarter, faster, happier, you upgrade. You can do things that before now you could not even imagine or attempt to do. But now let's come back to our point. You can actually upgrade yourself to be able to do more. Yeah, you can upgrade yourself to be able to do more than you are currently doing right now. So let's come back to it now. We say, how do you manage balance? How do you manage everything? There are a few principles, because while you are trying to say, let me upgrade myself to be able to carry more and do more, the question I want to ask you is, now the ones that you are carrying, how do you position yourself to be able to be the best at what you are currently doing? How do you ensure that what you are doing right now does not overwhelm you? And so there are principles that actually underpin balance. There are principles that help you to be able to maintain more. We can have the same responsibility. One person is feeling overwhelmed and feeling like they are dying every day. One person is feeling like, oh, I'm having the best time of my life. It's because one person has learned how to manage balance, one has not. So what I just did right now is to help you understand that your workload is not going to reduce. In case you're just joining us, if you just joined the stream right now, your workload will not reduce. The demand for your time, your energy, and your attention will not reduce. If you are going to progress, you will get busier. More things are going to come your way. It is a reality of life, and there is no going back. It will not get better. This is the freest you will ever be. It's only going to, so it's you who will say, how do I handle more? How do I position myself to do better? And now, the lessons I'm going to be sharing about principles of managing balance is from this simple activity of juggling. You see people who juggle. So there's a game of juggling. I learned how to juggle in primary school, and I think I used to know how to juggle 3 stones. Now, typically, as a human being, you have only 2 hands. So by default, you should only be able to manage 2 things since you have 2 hands. So let's use stones. You can only manage 2 stones. If I had all the space here, I would have actually showed you how you juggle. But that juggling thing, I can juggle 3 stones. Some people can juggle 5 stones. Some people can juggle 10 stones. As a matter of fact, the current world record for juggling is 11 stones. Someone has been able to juggle 11 balls. His name is Alex Barron. He holds the current world record for juggling 11 balls simultaneously. So the question is, how are people able to juggle all of these balls such that they don't fall? There's a science behind it. There's a skill behind it. It's the same principle. The same principles they use in juggling balls and stones are the principles that you can use to juggle multiple roles, multiple responsibilities without feeling overwhelmed and without losing any of them. Because sometimes when you try to do multiple things, some of them fall to the ground. If you are not skilled at it, when you try to juggle 3 stones, 1 will fall, 2 will fall, or sometimes all of them will fall. And so if you try to increase your workload without learning the principles of balance, you will lose everything. You will overwhelm yourself, you will disgrace yourself, you will embarrass yourself. Both you and the things that you're trying to do will fall. And so what are some of the principles? I'm going to share a few of them with you. Number 1 is this. The game is called touch and go. Principle number 1, touch and go. That's the rule. Now, look at it. Look at the picture on your screen here. This woman who is trying to juggle multiple balls. Do you see what she's doing? You can't hold on to any ball for too long. That is the principle. The principle is you cannot hold on to a single ball for too long. You only can touch one and let it go. Touch and let it go. That is the principle. Same thing with balancing multiple roles, guys. The problem with many of us is that we are trying to hold on to one for too long, and because of that, the other ones are falling. Because of that, the other ones are falling down. So, look at the principle here. The principle is simple. If you want to keep 5 balls in the air, what you need to do is to realize that at every given time, I will not hold on to one single ball. I will touch each of them and ensure that they are all in the air. The problem with many of us is that we are too emotionally attached to one role or one responsibility at the expense of the others. And so the one that you are emotionally attached to is getting your attention and the other ones are falling. If you will master balance, you will have to understand that because all of these roles I'm committed to all of them, I cannot be too attached to one at the expense of the others. So let me give you a few examples here. So look at this. These are different roles in your life. These are different responsibilities that you have. Your physical health is there. Your spiritual health is there. Your work is there. Your ministry is there. So if some of you, you are running a business, you are involved in ministry, maybe you are a pastor, you are an associate pastor, you are a music minister, or you are a teens, you teach children or something. In some cases, you have children, so you are a parent, parenting is there. You are a spouse, you are married, so you have a husband or a wife you're responsible to. Your social life is there. You cannot be in a bubble and not have a social connection. How do you engage with life, with society? Your extended family are there. So you have brothers, you have sisters, you have siblings, you have parents. Each of these are responsibilities that you have. So your parents sometimes they need you. I mean, this week I went to see my parents. My parents were celebrating an event and I had to fly to their cities just to go and spend time with them because it's a responsibility I have. I need to maximize, I need to make the most of it. I cannot be here busy and my parents are doing something I feel they are not important. No, my extended family are important. Personal growth, if you will continue to be relevant in whatever you're doing, you must keep learning. You must be back to school. You are involved in a coaching program. You are taking additional degrees or something. It's a part of your life you must pay attention to. Your mental health, physical health, all of this. Now, you are in the middle. These are balls. You have a responsibility to ensure that all of these balls are in the air and none of them is falling. So the question I want to ask you is, which of these are you giving priority to over the others? This is how it works, guys. If you pay too much attention to work, you are always at work, office. Everything is office. Your parenting will suffer. Your marriage will suffer. Those balls are going to fall to the ground. If you pay attention to your social life too much at the expense of work, spiritual life, or other things, you will be a popular guy in the public, but you are not growing, your work is failing, and maybe your spiritual life is dead. If you pay too much attention to ministry, you're always in church, your work may suffer, your business may suffer, you won't have money, you won't get promoted, or your marriage may suffer. So the whole idea is you have to be able to touch every single ball. And you cannot hold on to any of them for too long. That is one of the principles. It's touch and go. So if you forget anything, principle number 1 of balance, touch and go. So I need to ask you, think of all the balls in your life. When was the last time you paid attention to each of them? When was the last time that you touched each of these balls? When was the last time you read your Bible? I'm not talking of going to church. Today is Sunday, so you probably went to church. When was the last time you paid attention to your spiritual health? When was the last time you read a book and acquired new knowledge? That is your personal growth. When was the last time you touched that ball? When was the last time you did exercise, your physical health? When was the last time, as if you're a parent, when was the last time you stayed and took time, just no work, just you and your children, take them swimming, take them out, just gist with them? That is a ball. If you are a married person, when was the last time you paid attention to your marriage? Like, just, you know what, my husband or my wife, no children, nothing, just two of us, let's just go and spend time and do something. If you have ministry, when was the last time you learned something ministry related? These are balls. The fact here is this: touch and go. You cannot afford to hold on to one, but you must touch all. And look at the next principle. You have to be comfortable with not being in control all the time. Because look at it, guys. Every time there are two balls in your hand, there are other balls in the air that you are not in control of. So you cannot be in control all the time. For every time you are doing something with your children, you are out of control of business. Every time you are doing something with business, you are out of control in your spiritual game. Anytime your spiritual life is under control, you're out of control, your extended family, or your learning or something. So you need to get comfortable with not being in control all the time. Some of us are control freaks. Some of you, you cannot afford to live with the fact that it's a part of your life that you are not in control of. You will not manage balance successfully. You will fail. Some balls will fall because you become emotionally attached to some balls, and some of them will fall off. So that is the game. You have to be comfortable with some things being in the air and tell yourself, guys, if I have touched, because this is the idea. Each time when I say touch and go, what you do when you touch the ball is that you bring it back in alignment, in synchronization. You put that ball in a season, in a sync, such that that short time you spend with it, get it back in alignment, so that before it comes again, you have touched others and you put it back in alignment. If you do not practice that, some balls will fall. So get used to not being in control all the time. If you only do one thing in your life, you are a mono project person. The only thing you are doing is parenting. You don't have business. You are not responsible for feeding families. You don't have a spiritual life. You don't have anything. You can do only one thing. You can spend the whole day with your children. If you are a full-time minister, you don't have any other responsibility. No marriage, no parents, no family, no siblings, nothing. You can stay in church all day, reading Bible and preaching the gospel every day. But there will be days when you will not have some things under control. Get used to it. Am I preaching this evening? Get used to it. You know, I can't forget when I went to business school. One of the very first courses that they taught us in business school is a course called speed reading. Speed reading, I mean, I was in Lagos Business School. Course number one, speed read. And what is speed reading? How do you read documents very fast? Because as CEOs, it was a CEO course, and as CEOs, one of the things that we do is that we review projects, proposals, reports, so many things. And I can't forget one of the lessons in speed reading. And the lesson is that when you read something, don't go back. Because sometimes the reason why we read slowly is because we are reading the same line multiple times. So you are reading, the whole idea of balance is to, okay, you want to go back. Because somehow your brain tells you that I didn't finish seeing what I saw. So you keep going back. And I can't forget the lecturer said, once you have seen it, move. Your brain has seen it. Don't worry, your brain will be fine. And you know, we practice speed reading, just, and by the time we are done with that reading, they gave us tests to test our recall of what we saw. And truly, even though we didn't feel like we captured what we saw, when they gave us tests and asked us questions, truly, our brain saw it. So sometimes understand that you're not in control does not mean that things are not working. You may not be in control of it at all the time, but the small time you spend touching and releasing, you actually got it back in sync. So trust the system, trust the process, touch and go. Very, very big lesson and principle. And the next thing is this: you cannot stay for long without touching a particular ball, because any ball you don't touch will fall. So you may have 6 balls you're trying to keep in the air. You may have 10 balls you're trying to keep in the air. The one that you say, hey, you know what, let me keep touching the other ones. You don't, okay, I'm seeing somebody here saying, I do exercise. That exercise that you don't do will become the problem of your life. If you, the ball you ignore will become the ball that will create problem for you. So if it is your spiritual life you ignore for long, that spiritual life become the problem of the other balls. If it is your family, have you seen people who build successful businesses, but their marriages, they lost their marriages? By the end of the day, whatever ball that you don't pay attention to will become the ball that will crash the other ones. So try your best not to ensure that you don't ignore any particular ball for long. Keep them touched. I mean, I'm giving this thing look like illustrations of just ball, but they apply to the multiple roles and responsibilities that you are managing in your life. And there's a very important lesson I like to share here. Spread your bad days. If you are trying to practice this issue of touch and go and ensuring that you're not in control all the time, you will never always be in control. Look at this. Something will always suffer. The game here, or the plan, is that try to ensure that the same thing is not suffering all the time. So I say spread your bad days. The day you want to be a good wife, you may be a bad employee. So your boss will be angry at you because you want to make up for your marriage at home. Now, for that day, you are bad at work. The next day, don't let work be the place where you are bad again. Think, okay, yesterday it was work I missed. Tomorrow, what can I miss? Okay, maybe tomorrow I will miss maybe my exercise. So it's okay to miss exercise for one day. Don't make it a habit of missing exercise. It's okay to one day say, okay, because I want to spend time building, maybe I'm learning, or I'm in my social life, or I'm doing something. There is a meeting of my subunit in church. It's okay to miss that meeting once or twice. The only thing here is don't let the same thing suffer all the time. Every day you are good somewhere, you are bad somewhere else. The problem is that we ignore some parts and we become bad there. So you build a reputation of not being available in church all the time. So church people no longer trust you because you are never available in church. Now that is the problem, because you are being bad in the same place every time. Don't let your children be the ones suffering all the time. So the day you are a good boss in the office, you are a bad father at home. Don't be a bad father every day. Choose one day to be a bad boss and be a good father. You cannot be bad everywhere. So there are days I refuse to go to work. There are days I just tell myself, you know what? This work matter can flop today. I'm going to be a bad employee. I'm going to be a bad boss. I'm going to be a bad businessman. But let me make up for my time at home, or let me make up for my spiritual. So there are days I just decide I want to go on a personal spiritual retreat. I'm feeling dry because the moment you ignore your spiritual life for long, it begins to affect everything. So I can shut down for 2 days, go on a retreat just to go and spend time, study my Bible, pray, worship, and come back. And I have touched that ball. The ball is back in sync. The day you see me in a boardroom, or I'm maybe taking a program, or I'm learning, I'm back in school doing my program or something, you may think I don't pray, I don't read my Bible. It is touch and go. I can't read my Bible 24 hours. I can't take courses 24 hours. I cannot coach 24 hours. I cannot be at work 24 hours. I cannot be in church 24 hours. Spread the bad days. Balance is the key. That's why this program is called Masters of Balance. And you need to have a mental and emotional stability to not bother about reputations that happen once or twice. So if for one day I fail in my maybe ministry assignment, and maybe my pastor thinks I'm not serious that day, I tell myself, have I been failing here every day? If I have not been failing every day, one failure is forgivable. But the problem is, if you are failing in the same place every day, that's where you have a problem. I can't forget, my wife is on this call, she's listening. There was a day I came into town just for her birthday, and on the day of her birthday, I got a call that I had to leave town that same day. That was a very bad, terrible one, because I came in yesterday to come and celebrate my wife's birthday with her, and on the day of the birthday, I got an important call, a business call, and says there's an appointment somewhere, you have to meet it, you have to go and make a presentation. And unfortunately, I had to leave that day. But you know what I did? We went for lunch, took her and the kids for lunch, finished from lunch. From lunch, I went straight and left. I was on my way out of town. Do you know why it was easy for me to do that? Even though she may not have been happier, she may not have been very happy about that day, but it will be forgivable if it's not a routine. The problem becomes if that has become your habit. Every time they know that they can't count on you at home, they can't count on you at home. The one they want to say, that is your habit after all. But because that is not a habit, I can be bad somewhere once and it is forgivable, because no be every day they do them. That's what I mean by spread your bad days. So these are some basic principles in managing balance. Understand you must touch different balls. Don't hold on to one. Don't be bad every time. Don't let any ball fall. Now, those are principles that you need to know. I'm going to share with you some life hacks for managing multiple roles. What are some practical hacks that you need to be able to imbibe? At this point, you may need to pay more attention because these are things that you are able to do. The first ones are mindsets. So what I was telling you earlier are things you should know. It's a mental state. But this now has to do with your daily routine. The hacks I want to tell you has to do with how you work every day. And the primary one, which I talk about, is something I call productive compartmentalization. Now, I don't know if that word exists or if I created the word, but that is my own word. I call it productive compartmentalization. It means mastering the ability to enter a box, do what I call deep work inside that box, and switch to another box. So we agree that our life has multiple boxes. The different balls in our lives are like boxes. Each box requires you to do an activity. So the day you are paying attention to personal growth, you go to a program, maybe you are doing a master's program, you are doing a PhD program, you have assignment, you have papers to write. That is work. The day you are doing coaching, you are a coach. I'm a coach. Some days and today I'm teaching. To be able to teach this lesson, I had to prepare for it. The slides, everything, my thoughts. This lesson I'm delivering today, work has gone into it. But this is not the only work I do. I have clients I'm consulting for. I have businesses I am running. I have conferences I am planning. I have a ministry where I have a role. I have a church where I'm a pastor. I have children I have to take care of. I have a wife. So all of these are boxes. So what I call productive compartmentalization is this. Enter a box. When you are inside that box, do what I call deep work. Deep work is do so good a job that when you come out of that box, you're not feeling guilty for not being in that box anymore. Right now, I am teaching. My children are in the house. They are probably playing chess or Scrabble or something. They probably will want daddy to play Scrabble with them. My daughter has a Scrabble competition that she's going for. So she does not mind if daddy comes to practice Scrabble with her. But I can't be doing that right now because I'm doing something else. While I'm in this box, I can't be thinking of playing Scrabble because I am not there. It's out of control. Remember I talked about be comfortable with things being out of control. Playing Scrabble with my daughter is out of my control right now. It's unproductive for me to be here trying to teach and thinking of what I should be doing that I'm not able to do. I am not being productive in one box. So right now, I am in the Coach David box. Inside this box, I will teach this lesson like it is the only thing I do. When I am done with this, if I enter my pastor box and I want to prepare a sermon and preach, when you catch me preaching, you think preaching is the only thing I do. Because I'm going to be so good at preaching because I'm inside that box and I need to be productive in that box. When you catch me in class teaching, you will think teaching is the only thing I do because I'm going to try and be the best teacher that I can be. When you meet me as a husband, I will try my best to be the best husband I can be. You think I don't have work? You think this guy does not have sense, anything? Because there's love. Because that is the game. Productive compartmentalization. What are the different boxes in your life? Learn and master the habit of entering a box. When you are inside the box, do your best work. And that's where the first thing comes here. First thing you need to do is organize your work into domains. This is where it starts from. Now, you have different balls you are trying to manage. There are different balls in your life. Organize your work into domains. That is the beginning of productive compartmentalization. So I have, for example, now I run 4 companies. I run 4 businesses. Some of them as CEO, some of them as co-founder. But for each of these companies, I have responsibilities. My to-do list is not scattered. My to-do list is organized according to organization. So I have Brainy Hive, I have Dave Shoop, I have Early Founders, I have different businesses I'm running. When I'm doing my to-do list for Early Founders, I write the things I need to do at Early Founders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When I'm writing for Brainy Hive, I write what I need to do at Brainy Hive. And my staff across different organizations, they know when I enter a box and I'm making demands, I am not unreasonable because, hey, I'm in that box right now. Give me report, give me update. Let's do the best we can do because now that I am here, you don't know when I'll be here again. So when I'm here, I need to do the best work I can do. So first step is this: organize your work into domains. In my school program, what do I need to do? Over the next 2-3 weeks, I need to write 4 papers. I need to do this. I need to watch 3 videos. I have a to-do list for that. In the area of my ministry, where I work in a church. I'm part of a church. We have a conference coming up next month, and a lot of responsibility for that conference lies on my table. So I have a to-do list for that conference. I have emails to send. I have people to follow up with. I have speakers to contact. I have schedules to design, all of those things. In that box, in that domain, I have my to-do list. For my coaching programs, I run 3 coaching programs: Level Up, PGA, and Exponential Growth. Each of them runs a different curriculum. And it's organized. This is one of my coaching notebook. Is each of them, I know what I'm doing. So for this week, I have a community manager for each of them. Just today, I had a chat with one of the community managers, and we're trying to schedule the class for the week. So put your work in domains, because you cannot practice productive compartmentalization if you don't first compartmentalize your responsibilities. So the first assignment is put your work into domains. Now, once you have done that, the next thing is practice what I call deep work. What's going on here? Okay. Yes. Practice what I call deep work. Now, learn how to do deep work. Deep work, you see, many people, right? Many people, your problem is that you are too distracted. When you are supposed to be working, you are not working. And that's the problem people have. So you claim you are at work, but even when you are inside the box, you're not productive inside the box. If you will succeed at this game of balance, you need to understand that when I enter a box, I do the best possible work I can do in that box. I'm not going to teach you about deep work. Deep work has its principles, but this is the whole idea. The idea behind deep work is that your brain functions at a particular level. There's a degree of concentration that determines the level of your productivity. Many of us are doing work in the midst of distraction. And so what should take you 2 hours ends up taking you 4 hours. And then you now end up saying, I don't have time. Because you said you spent 3 hours doing XYZ. But let's tell the truth. For those 3 hours, 40 minutes were spent checking notifications. The 25 minutes you were reading email. Another 5 minutes you were on Facebook. And you only probably spent 25 minutes on that task. Yet in your mind, you claim you spent 3 hours there. That is the reason why you are struggling. Because you don't learn that thing I call deep work. Deep work is when you enter a zone and say, in this zone, I'm going to shut down distraction. Now, I'm going to tell you this down the line, right? That you must get comfortable with people being angry at you. On a weekday, between 9 a.m., let me not give you the details, but I have hours of every week where you cannot reach me on call. Oh, that is the only way I can survive the number of things I'm doing. If everybody can speak to me whenever they feel like speaking to me, forget it. I can't be productive. So I am in control of, and I'm going to give you that in the next, it's one of the next things. But this is it. Learn how to do deep work. Learn, and there's a book. Just go on Google and Google Deep Work by Cal Newport. Deep Work. Daniel, you can type, just put it in the comment section, the name of the author, the book, and the author. I recommend that book. Anybody who is going to be productive, to manage productivity at an elite level, you must learn what I call deep work. Go and read that book. That book changed my life. There were things I was struggling to do for months because, and I couldn't meet up with my target because I was just being distracted all over the place. The moment I learned deep work, I can meet my targets, and not just can I meet my targets, I'm able to produce at an elite level. When I do some things, when I write some articles, when I prepare some lessons, it's impossible for it to be average. No. That's it. That's it there. Deep Work. That's the book. Deep Work by Cal Newport. Please go and look for that book and read it. Read Deep Work. Because this is the thesis of the book. Let me just give you some of you, I know that some of you will not read it. So let me just tell you how it works. Let me tell you what it's about, what the book is about. Your brain is like a speedometer. A speedometer for a car. You go from 20 miles per hour to 40 to 60 to 80 to 120. Now, this is the science behind it. The level of work you will do, and when I say by miles per hour, I'm talking of concentration level. So you can be at 20% concentration, 60% concentration, or 80% concentration. The quality of work that you do at each of these concentration levels are not the same. If your brain is at a 20% concentration level and you write an article at 20% concentration level, keep the article on one side. Try to get yourself to like 70% concentration level. Write the same article on the same topic. When a random person picks those two articles, the quality is never the same. The reason why many of you are doing average work and you are doing the kind of work that does not stand out is because you don't know how to do deep work. You do shallow work. Your work is easily replicatable. That's why anybody can compete with you, because your work has no depth. If you do work at a level of depth, your competition is hard. As in, we call it elite level productivity. I'm not proud, but I can tell you for a guarantee, some things I do, if you want to compete with me in the place where I work, you go sit up. You can't just come to my space and beat me, because when I enter a box, I do the best that I can do there. So practice deep work. Go and read the book. Go and read what I call Deep Work by Cal Newport. Very, very important. Now, the next thing you need to do is, when you want to practice productive compartmentalization, when you enter different boxes, don't measure your time in the boxes by efforts. Focus on results. Don't say, I spent the last 3 hours in school. I spent the last 3 hours on my master's program. No, you're not measuring the right thing. You're measuring effort. Measure results. What did you do? So I had 6 papers to produce, and I produced 3 papers over the last 3 hours. You know that you are doing. So when you enter for deep work, track yourself by the results you generate, not by the effort you put in. Because you can spend 2 hours in a box and do nothing. You can spend 2 hours in a box and produce nothing. So hold yourself to a higher standard of productivity, that I want to generate results, not just activity. So if I tell myself this coming week, I'm not counting my week by how many meetings I held. Yes, I have meetings. I mean, to do my work, I will have multiple meetings, but the meetings are not what determine my productivity. I'm asking myself, okay, so Brainy Hive will have an event called Brainy Hive Got Talent coming up in a few weeks. For me, this week, the order of program for that event must come out. So I'm counting deliverables, whether it is by physical meeting or by virtual meeting or by whatever kind of meeting. For me, it's not by saying I had a meeting of Brainy Hive team. No. That is waste of. I'm measuring effort. No, I want to say we have produced the program. We have contacted all sponsors, prospective sponsors. We have shot this video. We have put out this course. I have written 6 chapters of this book. Measure result, not effort. I'm writing 4 books. I have 4 books that must be published by October. I'm not going to say I'm writing. No. So right now, for me, is to measure at what pace am I writing. If I tell myself every week I need to write 60 pages, that is, I don't want to say I spent 6 hours writing. No, I want to say I wrote 60 pages in the week. Results, not effort. That's how you can be productive in your boxes. Measure results and not effort. And the next thing in that is master your energy. Become the master of your energy and your attention. Those are 2 things. I'm going to talk about it. And when I'm talking about deep work, I talked about this briefly, but I said I'm going to come to it in front, right? Guys, you can't manage time. I know we talk about time management a lot. You don't manage time. You know what you manage? You can only manage your energy and your attention. Time is out of your control. You don't have power. You don't have authority over time. When we say manage, the whole idea of managing something is whatever you can manage is something you can either preserve, multiply, prolong. The whole idea of managing is that you are in control of it. None of us is in control of time. Time is flying. Time is moving. Time is passing. There's nothing you can do to control time, to manage time. The only thing you have control of is your attention and your energy. So the day is going to pass, whether you like it or not, whether you are productive or not. This week we entered will end. But you can determine where your energy goes this week. And you can determine where your attention goes this week. That's what you have control over. When you manage your attention and your energy, then you are in control of your time. When anybody can take your energy and anybody can take your attention, whoever can manipulate your energy and your attention can manipulate you. What do I mean by energy? Your strength. See, It's not about you wake up in the morning. Your energy is finite. You are not omnipotent. You have finite, your energy can finish. So the idea is to do the most important things when your energy is still full. So determine, while my energy is at top notch, I will put it in this place, in that place, in that place. Anybody who wants you to use your energy for their own mission or their own assignment is trying to control your energy. Say, no, 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 no. I will determine what I'm going to spend my energy doing. So I will put my energy where you don't just call me and say, come and join a meeting. That's my energy you are sapping. I need to determine, this meeting you are asking me to attend, is it beneficial to me? Is it useful to me? What is the value of this meeting on my assignment? What is the value of this energy dispensing activity on my ultimate purpose? Next thing is your attention. Nobody should just distract you anyhow. See, whoever takes your attention has taken your day. And that's why you can scroll. We call it doom scrolling. You know, I mean, you are scrolling yourself into doom. Just scrolling, real, sorry, skits, comedy, this. They are taking your energy. You are taking your attention. Those two things. That's why there was this time that you people were okay. Let me not say people. I don't think my audience does that. I don't think you guys are here. But there was a time that these crypto guys were doing something called tapping. And I just could not understand that somebody would sit down and be doing tip, 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 tip. Energy, attention, on top of what? Waiting you define. It simply just shows that you're not in control of your energy, you're not in control of your attention. So if you will productively compartmentalize, you have to be in control of where your energy goes and where your attention goes. And two ways to do that: your energy, exercise daily, exercise regularly to refill your energy buckets. So whatever you do to give you energy, make sure that it's on top of your game. I'm going into biology here. If you realize that you're the kind of person who gets tired from time to time, if you need to talk to your doctor, what supplements can I use to boost my energy? Your energy and your attention are your productive powers. Time is passing. Nobody has more time, nobody has less time. But the thing you do with those two will determine whether you're productive or not. Now, when you've been able to master that, the next thing in productive compartmentalization, which I call PC, is this: install what I call a brain switch. And what do I mean by that? Learn how to leave a box when you're not in it. I've talked about it. I gave that example just a few minutes ago when I said, right now, I am on this call, I am teaching. Whatever I am not doing, I switch it off in my brain. I have a pending assignment to submit in my school program that I'm doing. Because I know that I cannot be in control of it right now, I am not feeling worried that I am not doing it. I'm not letting my inability to do it weigh me down and give me extra burden. I am out of that box and I have switched off. When I am back in that box, I'll switch it back on. Right now, I am on this call. My energy, my attention, I am inside this box. When I have left this box, if there was a mistake in this call, if there's maybe something I was supposed to say that I could not say, maybe I made an error in my teaching, I have left the box. I will not worry over what I didn't do right. Because sometimes the reason why we are struggling and our energy is dissipated is because we are trying to be in multiple boxes. The truth is, if you observe, I have not used the word multitasking because there's an entire theory and argument against multitasking. And the truth is, I agree with them. I've read all the arguments. I've read all the research papers. Multitasking lowers your productivity. I am not talking about multitasking. I am talking about compartmentalization. You're not trying to do 4 things at the same time, but these 4 things, put them in 4 boxes. Enter one box, do the job, and get out of the box and go to the next one. But when I'm in a box, that box has 100% of my attention. And so make sure that you have that ability to switch your brain on and off. Now, when I say switch your brain, but you get what I mean, guys. You get the point. Have a brain switch, meaning have the ability to disconnect emotionally. I know it sounds insensitive, but that if you can't do that, you will struggle. You will struggle. You are in one box, but you are emotionally in another box. Where you are not productive. Where you are not, you are not doing anything. So which one exactly are you doing? None. You need to be able to switch your connectivity or your connection to a task. 2 days ago, I had a very complicated situation. I mean, practical for people like us who manage multiple roles and multiple things. I had to teach for a live webinar. I had been invited for a webinar and I needed to teach. It was online. I said, okay, I'm going to get home at 4 p.m. so that by 5 o'clock I can teach. Then I had a doctor's appointment to take my son to see a doctor, and the appointment dragged, so we couldn't meet up at exactly the time that we're doing it. So by the time it was time for the meeting, I was in the hospital. Thankfully, my wife was there. So my wife was seeing the doctor while I was in the car, started teaching. While I was there teaching, one of my bosses was trying to call me because he was in a meeting somewhere and needed me to be there with something to meet with him. At that point, I could not be where he wanted me to do. And honestly, I was totally powerless. I can't stop teaching to start calling and saying, hey, please, please, please. So I was, you know what I just did? I just told myself, today is the bad day there. I'm going to have a bad reputation with my boss today, but it's fine. I emotionally disconnected. When I finished my call, I reached out and apologized. Oh, sorry, I was teaching. That's why I could not pick your call. That's why I could not do anything about that. But you see, at that time when I was teaching, there's nothing I could do. I was helpless. And so that ability to tell yourself, know what you can do and what you cannot do, and just tell yourself, oh, right now, spirits, Holy Spirits, angels, Angel Michael, Angel Gabriel, I cannot be there. Whatever I can do to cover up that box for me, I hand over to you, but I will be where I can be. If God wanted me to be in 3 places, He'll make me omnipresent. I am not omnipresent. I can be in one place at the same time. The same God that knew I can only be in one place at the same time gave me 15 responsibilities. So I will take it one at a time. I'll be at number 1. When I leave number 1, I go to number 2. When I'm in number 2, I am not in number 5 to 3 to 15. That's why I said, be comfortable with not being in control. Some of us are control freaks. We want to be everywhere. You cannot. You cannot be everywhere. So get used to it. Get used to the idea of switching off and leaving some places. And then on this particular issue of hack, this is going to be the last one, and I'm going to go to the next thing, and we'll be out of here in a few minutes. Don't worry. Delegate or defer objectively without feeling bad or feeling guilty. This is very important. Some of you know that this thing that you need to do right now, you cannot physically do it by yourself. So you want to either defer it or delegate it, but you are feeling guilty that, hey, I can. No. See, if you're not currently working inside a box, don't let anyone blackmail you to jumping back into it. If I have left one box to enter another box, don't come and blackmail me and say, hey, but you didn't finish that thing. I know. When I'm back to that box, I will face it there. That is why my to-do lists are in categories. Remember I said, write a to-do list by domains. So this is how it works. On my to-do list for organization A, I have 9 things to do. Organization B, I have 5 things to do. Company C, I have 8 things to do. If I have apportioned 2 hours for each of them, when I am in box A, I do deep work. I maximize my 2 hours. But if my 2 hours could only complete item 1 to 4 out of 9, I stop at item 4. Item 5 will wait until I am back to that box. If I am now in company B trying to run through my to-do list there, and somebody from company A who feels that I should have done item 7 is now calling me and say, hey, boss, item 7 on this company A. Excuse me, I am not in that box. I can either delegate it to somebody else, I can defer it. But I will do so without feeling guilty. You will not blackmail me into jumping out of boxes. You are in control of my attention. If you can do that. See, don't let anybody's lack of planning create an emergency in your own life. Sometimes people just outsource their emergency to you. You have planned your life, JJ. You have organized yourself. You have put your things, your house in order. And then somebody just wait and say, please, sir, I have an emergency. I need to travel. Come and raise 25,000 for me. I need to travel tomorrow. I need the money today. Excuse me. It is your emergency, not my emergency. Don't transfer your emergency to me. I am not uncompassionate. I'm not saying don't be compassionate, don't be thoughtful, don't misunderstand me. But if people realize that they can transfer their emergencies to you, and you will leave your own assignment and carry their matter on your head, you have become dumping ground. Be objective. That's why you must have emotional stability. Are you guys getting me at all? Is it Have I lost people? Because people are very quiet. The comment section is dry. I mean, it's either you understand what I'm saying or you don't understand what I'm saying. One of the two. But don't let people transfer their emergencies to you. Don't let them transfer. Don't let them create their. Somebody will just living his life, no plan, no organization, no. He's not thinking of his future. But the moment he has a problem, you are the first person he wants to call. And you too, because you don't have a plan for your own life, you are carrying everybody's emergency in your head. That is the reason why your own primary assignment is not getting done. So understand this. Now, everything I'm saying is actually for people at a particular level. You need some level of emotional stability, some level of personal power to be able to live at this level. Because I'm talking and I'm believing that everybody that is following me, I mean, if you're in my community, you're in my program, you follow me, I expect that you are not operating at a very pedestrian level. You are ascending, you are growing, and so you are taking responsibility. I'm showing you how to be the kind of person who can effectively manage multiple things. Even the Bible says, if you're not faithful in small, more will not come to you. Sometimes the reason why what you are doing has not grown is because you've not been able to manage it well enough. So God is checking, saying, this my son, this my daughter, I gave you one talent. The one talent, you just want to bury it, no problem. But see, as you multiply what God gives you, it continues to multiply. So you need to understand that productive compartmentalization, I've taught a lot about that. Organize your work according to domains, learn to do deep work, measure results and not just efforts, master your energy and your attention, learn how to switch your brain on and off, or rather switch emotionally disconnect from activities. Don't switch your brain off, in Jesus' name. But learn how to disconnect from activities that you are not in control of, and then learn how to delegate or defer objectively. Ask yourself, is this an emergency? Is this urgent? Is this important? So face your tasks by their level of importance and then do it. When you are not in the box, leave it for the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit and the angels. The one you cannot do, you cannot do. It is very simple. So now I have given you some hacks. I have given you some things that you can do. But to be able to implement these hacks, there are some tools you need. So I'm going to give you some tools that enable you to do what I just told you how to do. Because now I've told you what to do, now I'm going to show you how to do it. Because you need some tools in your arsenal. The first tool that you will need is a tool that allows you to create your to-do list according to domains. I told you, organize your work according to domains. You either need a physical tool or a digital tool, whichever one of them. But you need something that allows you to group your activities. And for me, the easiest of them is there's an app called AnyDo. I'm just going to tell you the things that I use, because everything I'm teaching you today are things that I do, things that I use, things that I practice. So AnyDo is my to-do list planning app. I'm trying to open it to see if I can show you what it looks like. Yes. So let me see. It allows you to create your to-do list according to groups. So you can see I have categories. So what you do is when you go in there, create your domains. So this is family responsibilities. This is personal growth. This is church. This is side hustle. This is work. This is business, whatever it is. That to-do list app allows you to actually group your activities. So under each domain, you can now write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The idea is this: when you enter a box, go to that category and tap on it and see what are the things I need to do in this box. When you leave the box, you get. So let me see. I mean, I could share my screen. Look at this. You see, this is a box. When I come to work, for example, and I tap on work now shows me a list of things to do. So now I can say, okay, under work, for the next 2 hours, I am doing work. So these are the things I need to do in my workspace. Once my time for that is done, I move on to the next. So that's number one, use AnyDo. Number two tool you need is a tool for time blocking. Now, what is time blocking? Time blocking is you being able to divide your day or your week into time blocks and assign them to domains. Something to divide your day according to domains. So you can say something like, okay, on Mondays between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m., I am working for this company. Between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., I am working on this project. Between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., I am studying. between this and that, I'm doing this. Yeah, Mohammed, is called any.do. Yeah, okay, somebody has replied. Yeah, so yeah, just that AnyDo, that's the app. So just Google Calendar is a very simple time blocking tool. It allows you to group, many of us use Google Calendar just for scheduling and for reminders, but you can time block with it, meaning between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. every Monday, this is what I will work on. So if you, for example, you have a 9 to 5, you have a full-time job, and you're trying to start a side business along the line, time block and tell yourself, okay, I'm not going to do my business on my employer's time, but every day between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m., 3 hours or 2 hours every night, I am going to work on building my business. Time block it. The day you want to add an activity to that time, you will be reminded that something else has taken that time. Okay, my network glitched a little bit. The day you want to add an activity to that time slot, you will see that there's something else I have scheduled to do at this time. When you look at my Google Calendar, my Google Calendar is not just, so I have my speaking engagements, events, everything on my calendar, but I have time blocks. 2 days every week. Come on. 2 days every week, I'm in school. Between a particular time and a particular time, every Tuesday and every Thursday, I have school responsibility for some hours. And I don't joke with that. I don't play with that. It's already on my calendar. So that's the number 2 tool that you need. The third tool that you need to help you with this. So number 1, a to-do list app that actually helps you to create, to group your activities. Number 2, a time blocking tool. Number 3, I call it a visual timer. So what is this? Let me show you what it does. Basically, it's an app that synchronizes with your time blocking, that allows you to visualize your day, to know what you should be doing at every given time. The simple app for this is something called Sectograph. This screen here shows you what Sectograph is. So what Sectograph does is, it's going to give you a clock as a widget to put on your home screen. It can be on your phone. When you have that on your phone, it synchronizes with your Google Calendar and shows you your time block on a clock, just the way you see this. So when you look at your phone screen and you are seeing the time, it's telling you it is 11 o'clock, but it's showing you this is what you should be doing at this time of the day. Are we together? I don't know if my network is misbehaving. I think I'm having some network glitches, but I just hope that you can still hear me. So if you have, just look for the app called Sectograph. I'm going to type it now. Sectograph. Just go to the Play Store and look for Sectograph. It synchronizes with your Google Calendar. So it's going to bring up everything on your Google Calendar and show it to you on a clock. You can now make that clock your home screen widget. Oh, come on, guys. Please confirm you can still hear me. Can you confirm that you can still hear me? I want to be sure that you can hear me very well. So that I'm not talking and the network is misbehaving.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can hear me. Thank you. All right. So yes, Sectograph. Sectograph allows you to see your time block on a clock. So make it a widget on your home screen. So whenever you take your phone to look at the time, you can see that it is 2 p.m., but it doesn't show you 2 p.m. The hand of the 2 p.m. time is showing you on top of what you should be doing. So yeah, it's 2 p.m., but I should be in school studying. It's 2 p.m., but I should be at the gym. It just shows you the kind of things you should be doing. It helps you visualize your day. And that is the whole idea of this tool. So these are 3 tools. I don't want to give you plenty. Each of these domains have different tools, but you don't need all the tools in the world. I keep telling this story, right? That when I was in the university, I used to do martial arts. Okay, I think that this network is now. I used to do martial arts, and we We're preparing for a competition one time to go for Nuga games, where to fight. I mean, I was representing my university, and my coach kept telling us and say, guys, you don't need to practice all the kicks in the world. You don't need to know all the complicated kicks that are in Taekwondo. Just master one or two kicks. With one or two kicks, you can win a tournament. So you don't need all the tools in the world. You just need to know the right tools and know how to use them. So those are the tools that you need. Now, I'm going to give you a few final thoughts, but these are very important final thoughts. Very important. Number one, because this is going to help you put everything together, know how to determine what are your majors and what are your minors. You need to know how to determine what are the major things in my life, what are the minor things in my life. And these are both for tasks and for people. Both for tasks and for people. So you can, everybody in your life is grouped either a major or a minor. How do you know? Who are your majors? Your majors are the people in your life whose presence or absence has an impact on your future and your destiny. There are people in your life who have an impact. Now, they can be friends, they can be enemies. It does not matter. If you have a mentor or a friend who has the ability to impact your destiny or your future positively, that is a major. If you also have somebody in your life who has the ability to impact on your future negatively, that's also a major. So even enemies can be majors. Know your majors and know your minors. Minor is anybody whose impact in your life is not that significant. They don't have the power to do much. Whether they are present or they are absent in your life, the difference is not much. Those are minors. So know how to categorize people into both majors and minors in your life. Very important. Very important. And then you need to be selective about who qualifies for your time, your energy, and your attention. Not everything that is demanded of you requires your response. I'm going to say this again. Not everybody who wants you in their project or in their program requires a response from you, because people need to qualify for your attention. Projects need to qualify for your energy. You have to be very selective about where you send your energy and your attention to. Everybody say, hey, we are doing this thing. Can you come on? It's not every committee you are invited to that you accept. Otherwise, you just spread yourself out too thin and you can't do anything again with your energy. I have invitations I decline. Today, still this today. Somebody reached out to me. Can you come and speak to us this month? I said, this month, sorry, I cannot. I mean, this is, what is today? Today is like 15th of the month. You are inviting me for a speaking engagement in June. I mean, it's already, my July is full. My August is full. You can't be calling me in June for a meeting in June. So it was announced. Of course, now are there exceptions? There are exceptions. For me, I practice the law of the 3 R's. There are 3 R's. Whenever I have an opportunity or an invitation, I weigh it across 3 R's. Does it affect my reputation, revenue, or relationships? So there are people who will invite me for a meeting this week. If the relationship involved determines whether I will say yes or no, but you don't have, there's no relationship involved. This meeting or the platform is not instrumental to my reputation. It's not as if you want to pay me 2, 3, 4, 5 million naira. No, none of the 3 R's is in place. Come on, guys. It doesn't qualify for my energy and my attention at the moment. Now, I'm not saying that everything I do is determined by money, but we must have a framework for determining where your energy and your attention goes. You have to be very selective about who qualifies for it. The third thing I want to tell you is this. Stop comparing yourself with people who are in a different season of their lives. I'll say that again slowly. Don't compare yourself with people who are in a different season of life. You are not in competition with anybody. Your only competition is yourself of yesterday. Ask yourself, what I'm trying to do now, am I becoming a better version than I was yesterday? Am I becoming better than I was yesterday? You need to stop putting yourself under unnecessary and undue pressure. Don't be intimidated by somebody who is in a different season of life or has different priorities. Let me give you practical examples. You think your career is not doing fine because you are comparing yourself to another woman who is not married, does not have a family. Meanwhile, you have a job, you have children, you have a husband. Your energy is divided between three places. Your energy is between your job, your husband, your children, and probably your personal development. There's a woman who her only energy is her job. There's no husband, no children, nothing she's doing, and she's intimidating you. No, you are the one buying intimidation for yourself. You are buying pressure. Understand that she's on a different track from you. So there are times that we let people who are in different seasons of life put us under pressure. I am a Christian. I am a pastor. I study the Bible. I have ministry responsibilities, right? But I have 3 children who are growing and need attention. If there's another pastor or another entrepreneur or another businessman whose children have all left home, they're all in the university. So this person can wake up in the morning and there's nobody he's checking. Have you taken your bath? Have you worn your shoe? There's nobody. Have you done your homework? We are not at the same level. You don't intimidate me. Don't tell me, I read my Bible 7 hours a day. Oga, I don't read my own 7 hours a day. I'm not lying. Because right now, I am splitting my time between so many things. So you will not intimidate me by your own timing. Because you are in a different season of life. Oh, you do business. Somebody says, me, I attend like all the meetings. I don't attend all the meetings. Because I have to split my time between different things. Understand your journey. Understand your race. Run your race. Take your journey. You are only competing with yourself. Don't let anybody put you under pressure. Somebody who is a full-time house husband or a full-time housewife is showing you that every weekend they are going swimming with their children. Every weekend. And you're not feeling like you're a bad father because you don't go swimming every weekend with your children. Oga, he has no business he's running. He has no book he's writing. He's not doing a PhD. He's not doing this. That he's going swimming every weekend. He has all the time. Don't let him pressure you. You, if you can only do once a month or once in 2 months, do it and balance your life. Don't let anybody sell pressure to you that is not your own. Did you get that? Very important, because all the things that we have said, if you don't have some of these understandings, you will live here today and you are trying to compartmentalize your life, but because you spend 2 hours in a compartment and somebody spends 9 hours in the same compartment, he is not better than you. He are in different seasons of life. When my children have also gone to boarding school or university, I will now have free time to do other things. At that point, somebody else will feel like I'm doing better than him. No, we are different seasons, different stages of life. I will not buy pressure that is not my own. One more thing, guys. Be comfortable offending people. I'm going to say that though. Become comfortable with the idea of some people not being happy with you. If you are trying to please everybody and make sure that everybody thinks you are a good person, I can guarantee you, you will not do anything important with your life. As a matter of fact, there is nobody who is doing anything important with his life who does not have to apologize to people from time to time. What do I mean by apologizing to people? There will be meetings you will miss. There will be places they need you that you cannot show up. So if you never have to say I'm sorry to anybody, then you're not doing anything important. Everywhere they need you, come for this meeting, you are there. Join this Zoom, you are there. Buy this, you are there. You are there. You are not doing anything with your life. I can tell you, I know. And if you are, very soon, all the balls will drop off. I'm not saying don't be a people person. I'm not saying don't prioritize people. That's why I say know your majors and know your minors. When you know who is major and what is major, it becomes easy to prioritize. When 2 things are demanding for your time, and one is a minor and one is a major, you can drop the minor and face the major. But if you don't know what is major and what is minor, everything is important in your life equally, you will go for the wrong things. You will have wrong priorities. So be comfortable offending people. Be quick to apologize. Oh, sorry, I couldn't make it. So I know I will disappoint you up front. As a matter of fact, there's nobody who is capable of living perfectly without disappointing people. So if possible, apologize up front for some disappointments. Apologize ahead of time and say, oh, sorry, that thing I won't be able to do it. So take my sorry in advance. I'm on a board. But one of those days we're having a board, we're supposed to have a board meeting, and they posted the date of the board meeting. And the day they announced the board meeting, I told my apology. The board meeting is still in 2 weeks, but that day I will not be there. I know where I will be because my time is organized. If you had done a poll and asked my opinion for the board meeting date, I would have told you this date does not favor me. But since you didn't seek my opinion to fix the board meeting, I am committed to the board, which is why the only way you will make your absence not to feel bad is that the day you are present, your presence is heavy. So the day I show up, I'm not going to be in the board meeting and just be bystander. When I am in the board, that's why I talk about productive compartmentalization. If I have committed 2 hours to join a board meeting, I will not be in that board meeting and be trying to do something else that I'm not doing. If I am there, those 2 hours I will be there. Reviewing budget, I will review the budget, I will ask questions, I will contribute intellectually, so that the day I cannot come for the meeting, my absence is forgivable, because the day I was there, my presence was impactful. But the problem is, you are there, you have joined a meeting, you are not concentrating, you are trying to do something, you are in another place, you are trying to be in 3 boxes at the same time. That's why if your presence is not used, it's not impactful, your absence is hard to forgive, because you are just not serious. You are not a serious person. Get comfortable offending people. Don't be a bad person, but know that nobody can please everybody all the time. All right. Now, one last thing. I think at this point, I'm going to conclude, and then I'm going to ask you if anybody has questions. So if you have questions so far, now that you understand that the things you are doing are important, now that you understand that your life needs balance, there are 3 things I need you to remember. Number 1, you need to live your life with a sense of mission. Know what you are called to do. Know what your assignment is on earth. Know what vision God has given to you to execute. And don't let people give you assignment that is not your own. If you don't have a mission for your life, people will create mission and give you. Let me explain this. This is very important, but let me explain this in a way that I hope it will make sense to you. Success and significance are not the same. That you can succeed at something does not mean that you are going to achieve significance by doing it. As a matter of fact, the Bible said, whatever you do will prosper, right? So for me, I understand prosperity is not a proof of approval, or rather, that something is working is not a proof that this is the thing I should be doing, because anything I do will work. That's my own philosophy. Anything I do will work. So I should not use that it is working to determine that this is what I should be doing. You need to know your mission. Have a sense of mission. What is my assignment? What is my purpose? What am I called to do? Because if you don't have a sense of mission, you will adopt mission that is not your own, and you will put your energy and attention in other people's mission and leave your own. So you need to live with an understanding that you're on an assignment. Whatever idea God has given to you is important, it matters to people, it's relevant, and so pursue it. Live with a sense of mission. Don't just live casually. What am I doing? No, know what you are doing. Focus on it. Put your energy in the right place. Number 2, live with a sense of urgency. Stop thinking you have all the time in the world. You don't. You don't have all the time in the world. So you don't know how long you have. So that you have received the vision, don't keep saying in 3 years I'll start it. What are you doing? Start now. Live with a sense of urgency. Stop delaying that assignment, because you need to ask yourself, what is the eternal consequence of my work? Meaning, this thing I am doing, what is the long-term impact of it? And when you ask that question, you need to ask yourself also, what is the long-term consequence of my delay? Because each time you delay, you also are impacting on something. For example, just imagine that the doctor who is supposed to bring the cure to cancer to humanity, because he should have set up a research lab that will actually find the cure to cancer, thinks that I will set up the lab when I am 45 years old. I am still 40. Let me work for the next 5 years before setting up the lab. For the next 5 years, people are going to be dying of cancer because you don't have a sense of urgency. You don't have all the time. Live life with a sense of urgency. Live life knowing that book I need to write, there are people whose mental liberation and deliverance is tied to my publishing of that book. Stop thinking that, I'll write that, I'll build that course. God has given you wisdom that you need to put out for the people in the world. And you are thinking, I'll do it when I have time. I'll do it when I'm available. No. Live with a sense of urgency. Understand that every day counts. And then thirdly, or lastly, live with a sense of thoroughness. Whatever you are doing, do it in the best way it can be done, so that you don't have to come back and do it again. Don't do work with the mindset that let me do it now. After all, I will come back and do it again. No, sir. If you are writing, write as if when I am done with this, that's why I say productive compartmentalization. I will work inside this box so that when I leave this box, I don't have to come back to this box again. If I have ticked it as done, it should be done permanently. So what if I'm committing 40 minutes to it? It's going to be 40 minutes that is going to be the best of my intellectual, my energy, my attention. I'm giving it 40 minutes. I'm going to do excellent work. I'm going to do thorough work such that it is done, it is done. You are recording a course and you are doing it shabbily. The one that after 1 year, I'll do it down again. Why should you come and reshoot the same course after 1 year? Why not do the one now that will be timeless? I know that this course, you can keep taking this course for the next. You're writing a book, write with the best of what you know. They say, do the best you can with what you know. When you know better, do better. But right now, don't keep thinking, hey, I'm doing it now so that I will improve later. Do it the best way that you can. Because guys, you need to live with that level of balance. You need to live with that level of intentionality, because there are many balls in your life that need to be in the air, and you need to be intentional and deliberate about keeping all the balls in the air. I hope this has been a very useful time for you. I hope that you've been here for 90 minutes, and I really want to believe that you didn't just you don't feel like you wasted 90 minutes, because I don't want to waste my 90 minutes. I could be doing anything else. I won't be here teaching if I'm not going to give you the best. And that's why when I run coaching programs, I run like private coaching programs. If I am on a call, I am on a call. If I am preparing for him, I make sure I don't do it in a way that let me do it so that I'll come back. I want to be the best that I can for anything I'm doing. The day I'm not there, I know I am not there. All right, I think I'm going to stop here. I can talk, I can do a lot of things, I can say a lot of things. If you're thinking now, I'm going to take questions. If you have any question about anything I have said, maybe a part that I need to clarify on, please drop your questions in the comment section. My guys are looking. I'm also looking at the comment section, so I'm going to look out for your questions. But today is Father's Day, right? So this is like a Father's Day gift for everybody. If you have a father figure in your life, if you've had a father, whether it's an uncle, it's a husband, anybody's a father figure in your life, send them a message, pray for them, bless them, whatever you can do. It's Father's Day. Fathers are rare, special breeds of people. So this is a Father's Day gift to you. Most of these teachings, now I do this kind of teachings all the time. Almost every week I'm in a private call doing something like this. But these teachings happen within my close private coaching community. So I have 3 coaching communities. I have Level Up for those who are trying to start out life and trying to figure what am I supposed to be doing? What is the best way to, in what journey should I be going? I have PGA. PGA is Personal Growth Accelerator. For those who are at the stage of life, you know that there's more to your life. I should be doing more than I'm doing right now. And I want to be able to, there's a vision I want to bring to life. There's a dream in my head that I just need to, I want to live life at a higher level. If you check my website, Daniel put out the website, they just go to David Ogunshola. I think I should have that somewhere in my slides. Let me see if I have that. Yeah. So you just go to all my coaching programs, davidogunshola.com/programs. You see my 3 programs. Exponential Growth is not admitting right now because we've shut down for the year. But in July, we're starting new cohorts of both Level Up and Personal Growth Accelerator. So PGA, bring vision to life, kickstart to accelerate your journey. It's a 6-month coaching program. And then we have Level Up. It's a 4-month coaching program. Go to the website, read about both of them. And then if you want to join, we have both of them starting in July. But just go to my website and /programs. You will see everything that I do there. I do this all the time. And so those who are in my programs, you know where we meet. I think PGA, we are meeting. By the way, if you're in PGA and you have not submitted your assignment, your deadline is passing today. All right, questions, please. Questions. If you have questions, please go ahead. And if you've been here, if you don't attend any of my programs, you just stumbled on this, maybe you are watching this much later, I hope that you find value in it. If you are watching on YouTube, just subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of more resources that we're going to be dropping there. And yes. All right, thank you. I'm looking for your questions. Yes. If you don't have questions, at least tell us what you picked. Be comfortable offending people. I need a confirmation of this. Yes, you need that. Yeah. Precious says, it's been a fierce 90 minutes. And my time isn't wasted. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Ekan says, every moment spent has been invaluable. I'm looking for questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm waiting for questions. But for me, the most important thing is you leave this place and you go and create balance into your life. Go and don't let any ball in your life fall anymore. It's an error that you are growing. Assignment is growing, but your intellectual capacity is not growing. The day your knowledge stops growing, your responsibility will stop. This is a question. Good. My question touches on being capable of detaching emotionally from sectors when dealing with life. Can you recommend a good process for that? So the process for emotional detachment is not I don't think it's a process. It's what I call emotional stability. Have security in your identity. Understand the limits of your abilities. Understand that I am not omnipresent. I am not omnipotent. I will do what I can do, and I will leave the rest that I cannot do. Understand when I am not in a place and I cannot do anything about this, worrying does not change anything. So it's a level of emotional maturity that you get to and you say, look, yes, this is supposed to be done. This is important to be done. But right now, I cannot be there. So I wrote a book last month. It's a biography of my parents that I wrote. They were dedicating the book launch. I mean, I am the author of the book. The day of the book launch, I was not present. Now, have you ever heard that? They are launching a book. The author of the book is not present. Because before the date was fixed, now the date was fixed, and the fixing of the date was not dependent on me. Though I am the author of the book is not about me. The book is about a different set of people. It's a biography, right? The date that was chosen was suitable for the people about whom the book was written. I had another engagement in another part of the country on the same date. So I could not be there. Excuse me, guys. I did not feel bad. I cannot be there. I was supposed to give a talk that day. I simply got somebody who was going to be there on my behalf. And I told him, this is what I would have said if I was there. So when they called me, go up and say this on my behalf. And he went and he did a good job. The day he was there speaking, I was in another conference in Enugu speaking. Detach. See, know your limits. Know what you can do and what you cannot do. And don't kill yourself. There's no level of worrying on that day. I say, hey, I should have been in this place. So I should have been here. I wish. So where I am, I won't be effective. Where I'm supposed to be, I'm not there. What is it? You're not that powerful. If God wanted you to be in 5 places at the same time, he will give you 5 bodies. Since he did not, live with security. And that is why if you live with a sense of mission and a sense of urgency and a sense of thoroughness, you stop feeling bad for where you are not able to be. Because you know that what I am doing is important. So I focus on it. What I am doing is time bound. So I am not wasting time. Where I am not playing. I am not just loafing around. I am living with a sense of urgency where I am. And whatever I do well. So if I have not done it yet, don't worry. By the time I get there, it will be done excellently. That understanding and living with those 3 senses, sense of mission, sense of thoroughness, sense of urgency, allows you to have the mental and emotional stability to be absent without feeling bad. Okay? I hope that helps. Someone says, how do we reduce social media time? Discipline. Your phone has controls, so set it. On my own devices, I have a timer. After 30, I give myself ability to use social media for 30 minutes every day. After 30 minutes, all my social media apps, the buttons switch off. I can show you right now. Facebook is deactivated. Where is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is deactivated. So you see them, because I've exhausted my time for the day. TikTok is deactivated. Instagram is deactivated. Can you see them? They are deactivated because I've exhausted my daily limits. Now, can I extend? Yes. Each time I want to extend, it asks me, how much do you have? How much longer do you want? I want 1 minute. I want 15 minutes. So I can actually give myself an extra 1 minute. Maybe I want to respond to somebody, but the fact that I'm having to give myself extra 1 minute, 15 minutes, I am conscious that I am over time. So I'm going to go in there, and after 15 minutes to shut down again by itself. If you cannot control yourself by yourself, then put systems that help you control what you are able to do. I hope that helps. Precious says, my question is, based on the things you've taught tonight, is it possible to begin 2 new things, say companies at the same time? How best will you advise they both be handled? Absolutely. That's what I've been teaching today. You can do 2 things at the same time. Very well, sir. Provided you apply the principle. They are balls. You juggle them. Now, if you feel that one of these balls is going to require so much energy, so much attention, so much time, then you can suspend one temporarily until one has taken off to the point where you can easily manage it. Then you can add the next one. Don't try to start managing 7 balls. Master 3 balls, then add 4, then make it 5, then make it 6, then make it 7. Today, the world record is 11 balls. I won't be surprised if tomorrow somebody breaks it to 13 or 14 balls. The human capacity is progressively elastic. You can build capacity to do more. So don't feel bad and say, okay, if you can handle 2, absolutely, why not? I am proof that you can start 2 things simultaneously. I mean, I have been in school for years now. I've done multiple programs. I'm finishing one master's. I start another one. I finished. I started a PhD. I've been in school. I'm running different companies. Am I perfect? No. Am I everywhere successful? No. But you see, balance here says that instead of having 100% in one and 0% in one, if I can have 70 across board, for me, that is balance. So yes, figure out how can you create that balance, how can you manage them and keep them all in the air, and that would be fantastic. How can I reduce social media time and keep abreast of development? Okay, I think I've answered that question already. How do I overcome fear of not doing well? Because sometimes I'm afraid of doing something I should do. Sometimes I'm afraid of doing something I should do because I'm afraid I may not succeed at it. Learn deep work. Go and read that book, Deep Work. If you read Deep Work, you will be able to get to a point where whatever you do well. So I recommend the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. Let me see. I think I have. Let me show you what the book looks like. I have my physical copy here. So this is what the book looks like. Deep Work by Cal Newport. Read the book. Constantly build capacity. You do what you can do with what you know how to do. So if you don't know how to do something, if you don't have a particular skill, it affects the limit, it affects what you are able to do. So consistently build capacity to do better. That's why while you are focusing on work, focus on personal development. I think it's Jim Rohn who is known to say, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. When you work hard on yourself, even your job becomes better. So you do well, keep growing, keep learning. And that's how it is. Is multitasking bad? It is not bad, but multitasking is not the best. Your productivity drops when you multitask. Instead, I have given you a second alternative. Practice productive compartmentalization. It looks like multitasking, but it is not. It's different. Multitasking is, I am writing one article, I am watching a movie, and I am cooking. The food will either not be tasty, you will forget some part of the movie, or you will not write your article well. Instead, shut down 2, write your article, finish it, then cook, finish cooking, then watch your movie. Enter each box and do each of them well. Be in one box at a time and give your best when you are inside each of the box. Someone says, what do you use to control your social media use? Every device, Android and Apple, has inbuilt, if you're using Android, it's called digital wellness. Anybody can tell us that in Android. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's there's something called digital something. But your phone comes with that tool. You can set timers for each app on every phone. Apple can do it, Android can do it. They can all do it. So just Google it on your phone. Just go on Google and ask your phone, how can I control an app? How can I set the timer on an app on my phone? You're going to find that. That's easy. It's on Google. Mr. Koma, how do you combat the guilt that comes with you not being able to achieve all you set on your list? That's why I said you need to live with the comfort of being okay offending people. Because sometimes the guilt that we feel for not doing all that we want to do are actually transferred guilt. Are you the one who is guilty, or somebody's making you feel guilty that you didn't do what you should have done? So imagine that I said I was supposed to be at a book launch somewhere in a different part of the country, and I couldn't be there. Now, Somebody can make me feel guilty and I'll buy the guilt. But at that point, I told myself, I cannot be there. I cannot be there. But you know what I did? After that event, there was another event in another part of the country. The same people, I went out of my way to be there because I'm trying to make up for what I could not do. So it's if the emergency is yours, pay attention to it. But if the emergency is somebody else transferring or outsourcing their emergency to you, don't feel guilty about it. You need to know what is yours and know what is not yours. That is why you need to know your majors and your minors. You will feel guilty if you ignore your major to do your minor. But if I let go of a minor to do a major, I will not feel guilty. So how to combat that guilt is to categorize your activities and your demands, both for people, for projects, for everything, into majors and minors, and know how to prioritize. Say, okay, today is Saturday. There are 4 events. I can only attend 2. Which 2 should I attend? Which 2 should I drop? If I was in that shoe, I'll ask myself, the people involved in the events, are they majors or are they minors? If there are major, I remember I said major people are people whose presence or absence in your life has an impact on your future, your destiny, and whatever you are doing. So if there is somebody who is having an event and that person is a major, I will prioritize that person's event. I will go there because I want to maintain that relationship at the expense of a minor. I will find a way to make, maybe for the minor, I'll say, oh, sorry, I can't come. I'll send me your account number. I can send you small money as my atonement for not coming. But I see, it also have to, I don't have to send you money. You invited me, but I cannot come. Yes, I cannot come. I don't have to feel guilty for not attending. So don't just understand your limitation, that you are not omnipresent, you are not omnipotent, and you're not omniscient. Only God is all the omnis. You are not God. So please just live within what you can do the best that you can, live with a sense of mission. Be sure that the mission you are pursuing is yours, not somebody else's mission that they gave you. Be sure that each time you are doing your assignment, you are doing the best that you can, thorough. When you've done the best you can, when you can, on what you know you should be doing, leave the rest. Don't let anybody put you under extra pressure. I hope that helps. What's the application for social media management? Just Google it. It's on your phone. On your phone. It's not an application. It's a setting in your phone. It's a setting on every device. It's on Apple, it's on Android, it's on everything. Just Google it and you'll find that. Yeah, question Mwamba. Any tools for combining calendars to be able to see them in one place? Oh yes, even Google Calendar can combine different accounts. But now, are there tools for combining like an Apple Calendar, Google Calendar? Definitely there will be. Just Google it. That should be. There should be. Yeah, somebody has said digital well-being for Android. Exactly. And for others, it's called focus mode. Exactly. I mean, for me, my phone goes on focus mode at 9 o'clock every morning, every workday. So once it's 9 o'clock, you call me, it will not ring. I'm telling you up front. So in case it will enter my phone. No, of course, I have exceptions. My wife can call me anytime. I have people that their calls defy work mode. I mean, my wife's one person that calls me. If I'm in a meeting, I stop the meeting and pick her call, because for me, that's a major. If I'm meeting with a minor and a major calls me, I'll go, calm down. I need to pick a major phone call. So understand your majors, understand your minors. It helps you to save a lot of pressure. The time up is actually what I needed to bring about balance. Okay, fantastic. Sometimes I feel like this hybrid proactivity that I almost know everything to be done while setting the structure. Okay, these are no questions. All right, fantastic. Are there any questions I've missed? Okay, guys. I think that at this point we would have to begin to wind down the curtain. I usually try to make my meetings 2 hours, and I hope it's been productive. If you need to join my coaching community, please reach out. I have programs starting in July. PGA, level up. If you're in PGA, drop testimony in the comment section, please. Let people know what we are doing in the PGA. If you're in the PGA, just let people know how has it been so far. How has your experience in the PGA been? If you have done level up, let them know. I mean, these are communities that I pay attention to. I give my time. I give my energy to that. So this is the website. If you want to join my coaching programs, just go to davidogunshola.com/programs. We start a new community in July, a new cohort in July. If you don't join July, you will join in January. By the way, they are not free because I am curating the space. I want to be sure that I keep a highly motivated community. I keep people who are committed to growth, to journeying on to improving their lives, and people who are willing. If you are not willing to commit resources to your growth, then you will waste my time. I don't want you in my community. So that's why I charge for my programs, and I don't apologize for charging. What I do is I can make the payment flexible, but you will pay. I mean, your payment is not what is making me to. I'm not driving car with your money. I tell people in one of my programs, all the money I've made from my coaching programs, in one of them, all of them together, is not what I pay with one of my coaches. So it's not because, but I'm just trying to ensure that it is. I follow the principle of sowing and reaping. If you don't pay to learn, you will not be able to pay to charge people for growth. So that is that. All right, guys. I think at this point I'm going to end the stream, and I will see you in my DM. Subscribe to follow me, and God bless you. I'm going to pray for you before I leave you. Father, Lord, I just pray for everybody on this call tonight. Everybody who is feeling overwhelmed, everybody who is feeling tired, who is feeling stressed, who is feeling like they need grace, they need help, they need extra energy to manage the responsibilities. Somebody who is feeling like giving up, saying, oh, I'm so tired, I just wish I could just, no, Lord, we pray for strength. That strength will be multiplied and increased to them in the name of Jesus. For anybody who is needing additional wisdom to manage the responsibilities in their life, we pray for wisdom for them in the name of Jesus. Thank you, because everybody who has been under the sound of my voice today is going to go on to do outstanding things. They will live with a sense of mission. Is there anybody who is struggling to understand purpose, to figure out what is my purpose in life? What should I be doing? Lord, you will give them clarity. You will send them answers. Put them in the community of people that will give them that sense of mission, that sense of identity, that sense of purpose. Anybody struggling with the sense of urgency, remind us constantly that we don't have all the time. Give us long life, but help us to make the most of it. And then anybody who needs that spirit of excellence to be thorough at what they do, I pray for that grace, the ability, the knowledge, everything they need, Lord. And everybody under this who has attended this call today will go on and make a significant impact in their world and in their lives. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys, thank you, and God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Yep.